It's a lovely backdrop.
Yeah.
A few dead bugs in there. So we're just getting ready to leave the Florida Keys. Yeah,
sad,
I know.
so
I know.
sad.
But we're gonna be back next fall. We're like sure about that because we just loved it here in the Keys. We just loved it at Hammock State Park. We got to go out kayaking a lot, and so this thing's sitting here. We wanted to talk a little bit about the kayaks.
This is a big day. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. We are finally getting our kayaks out.
We got free kayaks from Advanced Elements Kayaks. Great company, cool inflatable kayaks that are great for RVers.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We've rented kayaks and canoes before, but we're always like, we would love to have our own because it's so much nicer to just, you know, set it up and take it down instead of having to go rent. And we had seen inflatable kayaks at, it was in Colorado.
I think so.
What's the name of that park?
I don't know.
The one near town.
We saw one.
We saw those in Colorado and we're like, wow, I didn't know they had inflatable kayaks. This is the pump that they sent along with it. It's a double action, so it goes faster. We're gonna see how that works. These are the paddles. They break down into 4 different pieces.
Blow.
Okay.
No, it's not hooked up.
Oh, it's not gonna work if it's not hooked up.
No, but you can feel it out here.
Okay, where? Ooh! So, honey, you'll be able to pump these up in no time.
Wow, that's our paddle.
Ooh.
This one's a double kayak.
Ooh, box.
Box inside a box. I like how you think.
It's a bag inside a box.
It comes with patches, which is always a plus because you never know when the crocodile bites your kayak and it gets a puncture. You gotta patch it up. Shark attack, you never know.
But I kind of expected, oh, you know, it's sort of just one big inflatable thing like an inner tube would be, but in a different shape. But when we got these, they are so much more than that because it's this big, it's this heavy duty like canvas outer layer. It's big.
All right, let's find those air chambers.
There's 3 air chambers. So this thing, it's unsinkable because there's multiple chambers that if one gets punctured, you still got some air and you're not gonna sink. This is gonna be good. And then the super heavy duty rubber liner on the bottom, it's stitched together like double stitched around the edges.
Pump. So I gotta check the manual for how high you gotta pump these up, pressure wise. Okay, main chambers, 2 PSI.
So that went extremely easy. The pump pumps it up really fast. It's really rigid. It feels, I mean, it doesn't feel like it's, you know, like an inflatable type thing. It's really solid feeling and it's really lightweight. So we'll see how it goes when it gets in the water. So the first time, Diane and the kids went out because they wanted to test them out. I sat back because I really wasn't too sure if I would be able to transfer into the kayak, and I was a little uncertain about the balance.
These kayaks are awesome. You gotta remember that you gotta go nose first into the waves or the kayak gets really wobbly. But it's awesome. It doesn't tip. It's inflatable. And the air's still in it, so I mean, it's pretty good.
Can't complain.
See ya.
Okay, so now the easy part. We're paddling back. We were like totally against the wind and the waves on the way out here. So this is so awesome. Thank you, Advanced Elements, for the kayaks. They're great, they're fantastic. You don't know how much better you've made like our adventure. How was it, Alex?
It was cool. Can we go back out?
So then when we got here to Curry Hammock, Brian was all ready to go.
Yeah, after their review of how much fun they had, I'm like, oh, I got it, you know, even if it's gonna be hard.
I need that license plate as well.
Okay, I'll have my wife, she'll come in, she's got all everything.
Okay.
Okay. Or it's a little, you know, different or a little scary, I gotta do it because they had so much fun. I didn't want to miss out.
Hi, Carmel. Hey, she's so cute. We're all good to go. Site 1. So I talked to him about the discount for the disability, so
Yeah.
you just have to bring your paperwork up again like you did at the last park.
Yeah.
When we booked this this whole trip in the fall, the October, the December reservations to Florida State Parks, we weren't Florida residents, and as permanently disabled Florida resident, you get camping fees are half price. So we paid full price on our credit card, so we can get that money refunded now.
This site is awesome. There's enough room to park the car in front. There's also enough room to put 2 tents in the back.
So one of the little pests that you can run into while camping is ants. And we've run into our share here and there. They're not everywhere. What's amazing is we just rolled up this tarp yesterday.
And they're already laid like millions of eggs. So I got the tarp out. There's ants all over my hands. They're not red ants. That's good.
So the question becomes like, how quickly do ants lay eggs? I honestly had no idea they could lay eggs that quickly. Yeah, and they hatch that quickly because it literally has, I mean, it's not even been 24 hours.
All right, today with Kayaks, we're at Curry Hammock State Park, and we're trying out the kayaks for the second time, but this time I'm gonna get to go. I got in. That's pretty easy. Now up probably won't be quite as easy. This feels pretty good. It's nice and snug around my waist. Stable.
Don't forget the life vest.
Oh, don't forget the life vest.
Bye.
Bye, have fun. Alright, so the neat thing about this state park here is that we get to go out kayaking a lot. We can go out kayaking in the Atlantic Ocean, kayaking around a creek here, so that's what we're doing today. It's like you go around the block, I guess. We're gonna go out into the ocean.
Out here, then out that way and around. And we'll come out over
into the
here.
Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
It sounds cooler than it is because you think like waves, but it's not. There's no waves.
It's like a lake.
Okay, I'm the tour guide. Please get behind the tour guide, which is me.
And then kind of go along the shore. And we're kind of on like a little island, which I mean most of the Keys I guess is little islands with bridges.
Right below us you see there's
The tour guide's supposed to be knowledgeable about the sea life.
That's what I'm just saying about.
Yeah, she was saying look down, you will see
So
some
look
sea
down
plants.
and you'll see this neat layer. It looks like carpet.
We think we found the inlet, the path, but we're not sure. That's the bow, Mom.
Coming through.
We're gonna go around the loop of the island, and so we're gonna go see the mangroves. We did 2 days ago we went, but Daddy's gonna come this time.
Yeah, the only thing is we checked it out before. There are like trees that are way down, and so actually you don't paddle through some of the forest. You actually just go from tree to tree, pulling
Like a
yourself
monkey.
through. And so you have to do a lot of ducking, so we wanted to make sure it was enough that Brian's like has the ability to duck down and not tip out. So we think it's doable, and
We'll see.
We'll see.
There's only one way to find out,
Yep.
is to try it. Because if you don't go try it, you'll never know if you can do it or not. I've learned that over the past
30
couple
years.
of decades.
That's fun.
And we're hanging out under the bridge. This is really cool in here. There's like tunnels of mangroves first. Now we're actually under the bridge that, I don't know, what road goes over this?
It's the one that brings you to the state park.
Okay, so the road into the state park goes right over here.
I don't know what's going on here. All I see is McKenna laying down sunbathing while Alex is paddling.
I would like to point out that she ordered me not to help because she wanted to paddle by herself.
All ashore, it's going ashore. It had to rain like the last minute of the ride.
Now we're really wet. Daddy had fun?
Seat held me in nice and tight so I could get decent paddle, decent stroke. If we were trying to go really fast, I would just lean forward. That way I didn't have to worry about balance. That was awesome on a lot of different levels. I think it would be fun for anybody to go kayaking through those mangrove tunnels and up on the ocean. It's really awesome. But for me, you know, it's whenever I can do something that's I feel like maybe I couldn't have done because of my disability, and I go do it, I just feel so good about having tried it and overcome the obstacle.
How do you want us to?
Yeah. Whew. Just do it quick, like a Band-Aid.
The one thing you didn't do though was go out to the Atlantic.
I am the tour guide.
Yep, out in the middle of the Atlantic. We need to figure out, I think, like some kind of seatbelt restraint thing, because it was the kind of thing, if you went out there, there were boats going by, and it is choppier. We were about a quarter mile, half mile out into the Atlantic, and boats go by, they make a wake, and the wake could be big enough, I think, to like perhaps knock you out.
Yeah, if I wasn't used to it or ready for tipping however far over, you know, I might just lose my balance and go over the edge. But
so we've made it out to the sandbar. Woohoo! Now it's a little further past low tide than we wanted, so we can't get out. We wanted to get out here, but it's still about 2.5 foot deep. And this far out in the ocean, in 2.5 foot of water, I don't want to risk what sea creatures could be hanging out and swim over to us. If it was only like a foot deep, we'd get out.
Nice waves out here.
There are nice waves. Okay, the problem with teenagers, they get too brave, and McKenna's way out there, and the wind picked up, so the current's really drifting us down. Alex is getting panicked. It's okay, Alex. But we gotta go really far up, so I have to paddle. McKenna, please! So yeah, she's way out there. I want us close together when we're this far out in the ocean. Call me crazy.
Oh, save us!
So yeah, so the kayaks are really awesome. We're just so thankful to Advanced Elements for giving us these kayaks and letting them test them out. So if you think you don't have space for a kayak, like you live in an apartment or an RV or a tiny house, and you're like, well, I don't have a place to put one, or if it's just like, well, if I have one, I don't have a truck to take it with me if I want to go out kayaking someplace. These are great because they do fold down really small.
Yeah, they fold down to about the size
in your trunk.
of a big piece of luggage, really.
Yeah, and you can fit them in your trunk to go somewhere.
So one thing about taking these out in the ocean, you have to rinse them off of the salt water because it's not good for them.
And then the only thing is, you know, we let them dry out a little bit. So we usually, the last day here, you know, we didn't use them. We just let them dry out a little bit to get all that canvas and everything dried out and let the air out before we pack them up again.
The most impressive part about these, as well built as they are, is the stability. And that was my big concern with the kayaks in general. With the inflatables, I thought it might be even worse, you know, and less stable, but they were really stable. So we can't thank Advanced Elements enough for providing these kayaks to us. We've had so much fun, and it's opened up a whole different world for me to go kayaking.
We stepped out of our comfort zone because we had never really been kayaking before. The kids and I went in Indianapolis, downtown, but that was in a canal with like basically still flat water, enclosed by concrete and buildings. So to step out of our comfort zone, to have these, you know, we've now been out, you know, we were out in the Pacific in June or July.
Yeah, you guys
we went out, but yeah, that was the kids and I, and that was on like a tour, so we were really safe and everything like that. But to just have ones to go out by ourselves now is just amazing, and it's worth it sometimes to step out of your comfort zone, try something you're a little bit nervous about. Speaking of getting out of comfort zones with kayaks, Brian has been, I'm very proud of him.
Of course.
Stepping out of his
Now,
comfort
why is
zone.
it this time?
Learning about electrical. He's been Googling electrical.
Okay, so I woke up to an electrical problem today a little bit. The chassis battery, the engine battery, was down too low. So something's not working properly. It's supposed to be charging while you're plugged into shore power. So this kind of puts a wrench into my plans for today, which was I was going to rewire my new batteries, the new house batteries that I got, but I have to have everything shut down to do that. So I'm gonna let the engine run, let the alternator charge batteries for maybe an hour. Here's the battery bank. These are the new batteries. These are 4 100 amp Battleborn lithiums. So here's the cabling we're gonna change. This is the interconnects. Right now these are 2-aught, and then the back ones are 1-aught, which is no good. They should be the same gauge. First thing I'm going to do though is turn all the power off, disconnect from shore power.
So Alex and I are sitting in here in the bed doing school.
It's hot.
Why is it hot?
Because we don't have the AC on.
Why don't we have the AC on?
Because we're not allowed to have electric on.
Yep, because the boys turned off the electric. How's it going, guys?
Good.
Yeah? Okay.
What would a project be without a run to the local hardware store? So that's what we're having to do now to get the right size bolts and some nuts and washers.
And then I came out to make sure the camera wasn't sitting outside. Do you have it with you? Yeah.
Yeah, we were just taping, so.
Oh, we're taping.
Yeah,
It's still on.
it's on. You're on TV.
Am I?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, we're going now. A little after 2 o'clock. And we started this project at 12, I think, somewhere around there.
1 1/4. What? Yeah, I would go with 1 1/4.
1 1/4, alright. Okay, here we go again.
So we're done. It took us what? How long? It took us 3 hours probably.
What time is it? It's almost 5 o'clock. I said I'd be happy
Yep.
to be done by 5.
Well,
So it's 5 hours.
That was 5 hours. I was way off. We're gonna go test if it works. They work. Everything works.
This is just so beautiful here at Hammock State Park. We're hanging out, just enjoying the massive view of the Atlantic here on this little island in the Keys. The kids are out there playing in the water. It's like just some giant pool with warm water and shallow, and it's like a beautiful sandbar out there. And so if you ever get a chance to go to the Florida Keys, you've got to check out Hammock State Park. It's just really fantastic here.
All right, so we're headed to Home Depot because we got ants.
Yeah.
We got ants in the RV. They came from the last place we were at.
And are we getting liquid traps?
Yeah, we're gonna get better traps. We picked some Raid traps at Walmart and they didn't work. And we're gonna try to get some drone shots too of the Keys, so you guys can see what it looks like. I'm anxious to see it too, what it looks like from an aerial view.
Everyone always comments how much they love drone shots, but we're not allowed to fly it in state parks. So
we always
we
stay
gotta-
at state parks.
We're gonna try to find somewhere we can tape some.
Yeah, dude, this is just, well, no, I want to get up closer to the shore. Okay, that was the fun part. Now it's just the boring going to Home Depot. Well, that was quick. We got in and out of Home Depot in about 6 minutes. All right, this is we're headed for the 7 Mile Bridge. So that was the 7 Mile Bridge, and I gotta tell you, I feel a little gypped. Because I measured it on the odometer of the car, and it was 6.8 miles. So I don't know. I feel like I need another 0.2 miles to really feel like I got the whole experience. But no, it was pretty cool. So now it's time to eat, right, Jared?
Hi, Carmel. Hi.
So, but unfortunately, it's now time to leave the Florida Keys and go
head
up
north.
the cold north.
It's the only way to go from here, unless you hop on a boat.
That's true. But I'd be
Cuba.
fine just going like up in Florida, but we are going to go further north in Florida, but then we've got to go all the way up to Pennsylvania.
All right.
All right, got the calendar.
Yeah, we're having a planning session for next week's travels.
So we have an opening between October 31st and November 10th. So November 10th, we're going to be back up in Pennsylvania. We're going to do some shoebox collection at our church for the Operation Christmas Child, and then we're going to be up there for Thanksgiving.
Probably we're talking maybe into the 20s. That cold.
Yeah, it's
No,
like,
it's only in the 30s.
It could be into the 20s, and we might not
and
survive that.
that's not
Yeah,
good.
we will. Because everybody's up there.
Yeah,
Alex wants to go visit family up there.
Family and
Well,
friends.
we all want to go see family.
we all want to go. She's especially excited.
Yeah, we're just dreading the cold. She's just all excited.
I don't even care about the cold.
She doesn't care about the cold. Well, that's
Let's
been
get-
documented now. She doesn't care about the cold.
All right,
Let's
we're gonna
see
do,
when it's
yeah,
28
we're gonna
degrees
see.
and
We're gonna
snowing.
We're gonna make sure to show you how she reacts to the cold. So we know we want to be up there on the 10th of November. So we have the 31st of October to the 10th of November to figure out where we're gonna be. But
We know where we're going to be on the 5th.
the 5th to the
November.
9th, because it turns out one of our friends from Pennsylvania, they're going to be in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
You'll be coming along with us because it's over the next couple of weeks. You'll see the progression from tolerable to intolerable temperatures.
We're figuring Florida State Park yet from the 31st to the 4th.
We have our tools. We got Google Maps and the Florida State Park's website.
Yep. We're really sad to leave though Hammock State Park and the Florida Keys. This has become one of my new favorite Florida State Parks, which is saying a lot because there's so many beautiful
They're
Florida
all
State parks.
really nice.
But I really especially like this one. You're right on the water. They have these beautiful new pavilion areas that just overlook the Atlantic, and
There's
then
all the waterways
Yep.
for kayaking.
lots of kayaking
through
opportunities.
the mangroves and
Out to
and
the
then
Atlantic,
out to
to
the
the
sandbars
sandbar.
and the ocean. And
There's
so there's a
lots
lot
to
to
do
do
there.
if you're active, and if you're not that active and can't do a lot of activities. Just sitting there and watching the ocean and
Yeah.
the sunrise and sunset,
And the sunset, yeah.
with the
Catch
palm
both of them.
trees, it's amazing.
Back to planning. The Florida State Park website is really nice. You can just go in there, put the dates that you want, and the RV length and all that, and it'll give you any Florida State Park that's available those days. All right. Wow, there's a lot less. So
Okay.
we're running out of options. Like just yesterday, there was like 7 available for those dates. Okay, we forgot one important tool. That's our Florida State Parks manual. Due north of Gainesville puts us like here, and there is none. It must be a new state park, and we must have an old book. 2015, so it's 3 years old. No good.
Worthless.
Like,
All right, we Googled the Gilchrist State Park and found that's probably not a great one. Lake Griffin, page 43. A shady, full facility campground. That's what I'm talking about.
The good shady.
Yeah, not like, yeah. We don't like staying at shady campgrounds.
But
We
with
like
lots
staying
of
at
shade.
shaded campground.
All right, and so then the other one is, what did you say that thing is?
Sebastian Inlet.
The premier saltwater fishing spot on Florida's east coast. This park is a favorite for anglers nationwide for catching snook, redfish, bluefish, and Spanish mackerel.
Yes, this song's got
Several
Dr.
major
Seuss
competitions are held here
Redfish,
each year.
bluefish, greenfish, redfish.
That's wrong.
1 fish, 2 fish, 5 fish, 10 fish.
That's
Did you hear
not
that rhyme
even
with the red to
right.
10? That was
That's
pretty
not
good.
even-
That's terrible.
Red and 10.
That's not a rhyme.
It's an indirect rhyme.
No, they just
Look
each
it
have
up.
3 letters.
Okay, we've made our decision.
So hit that like button, subscribe to join our family and watch our adventures around the country.
Yep, and leave us some comments if you have questions. Put those down below. We'd love to hear from you. This is kind of just our take on what we're doing, but we love to hear everybody else's experiences or questions about what we're up to, and kind of build that community.
Stay tuned next Sunday night, 8:30 Eastern Time, to watch as we journey to the cold, cold north.
Yeah, you might have to have a scarf and hot chocolate. Ready.
Yeah. Get your knit hat, your winter coat, your gloves out. Have a
We
mug of hot
probably will.
chocolate. We probably will.